So this version of Pigu mean you are temporarily stop eating grain. That is the name. Human eating grain, I think the history go back to more than 2,000 years. So they find grain in the Egyptian grave. That is 2,000 years, and it still can germinate. Okay. And one thing that more emphasized is in the wheat, and it's not much talking about the rice, the wheat. Now in China, in the northern part, like from the Shanghai up to all the cold area, they grow the same wheat. But from that part down to Canton, they grow rice. Okay. So a lot of people from China, they're eating rice when they're migrating to eating wheat or bread. Or usually the wheat they're making into a noodle. They call the egg noodle, the yellow one. They make from wheat. The white one we call it made from rice. The white one, they call the fresh noodle. This is not only the East, but the West discovered that many people have terrible, or now sometimes we call zero tolerance. Zero, not even 1%, not 0.1% of wheat. So a lot of people, if they have candidiasis or they have any fever, hay fever, they have to stop eating wheat totally, because they are feeding the bacteria, and they're feeding, I think a lot of you heard about that, right? When people have candidiasis, you have to stop eating all the yeast, all the wheat, everything. Otherwise, it grows terrible. Sometimes you see, you met this kind of people, and they just want to make the whole world stop eating it. So, and I said, we cannot get the soya sauce. Soya sauce there and no wheat inside there. So she come over with big, I think this is 10 gallons of soya sauce without wheat, you know. And I said, that's good, but we cannot buy anything in Thailand. And very difficult, you have to import from Singapore, that at least, you know. So that's why I think there's something of the grain or the wheat. I mean, it's our most basic food that we eat. But they say when we have it too long, and the body, sometimes, you know, you're doing things, eating to certain level over, you get allergic to it. So that's what the theory now. So that is one simple theory. The second theory is that we're not stopping eating. So they find out a few food. And the food that we do is, when I go in and look at a basic building block of a human body, and that is a lot of them into a certain kind of nuts, and just a few things. And the basic thing is that we are all built from this basic building block. That's all. Okay, just a few things. So now we can come and look at simple things. Oxygen, hydrogen, and all the other things, many trace minerals in the space. And that's how we believe that we are built from that building blocks. And they discover that all these things cannot come into play unless a solvent, something dissolve it. It's a solvent. Okay, if you don't have that, you have no way to do any chemistry. So we know that water is a solvent. It dissolves everything inside there. But the Taoism, they very emphasize a human saliva, even they are 95% is water. But they have certain kind of salivary gland they produce. So they said the salivary can dissolve anything 10 times more than water. So with this one, we started to understand the whole theory. Otherwise, you don't understand it. So the whole thing involved with elixir. So we're going to have the elixir qigong, right? And the Dantian qigong. Yeah. So that is elixir qigong is a major piece of the Pigu. One day, I read and see many research, and I say, I understand now what the problem in the fasting part. Now, I just tell you a theory. If you think that it's acceptable, we can more understanding thing. Liver, why liver have to have gallbladder? Have you know? Why liver have to have gallbladder? Why? What the gallbladder doing? Huh? Stocking the bile producing by who? By liver, yes or no? It's just simple bag. A simple bag. So the liver producing the bile and stock in the gallbladder. Why? You know why they do that? Because the liver are very busy. You know that? You know why it's busy? Now in the West, you know, sometimes you look at the West and you listen to the East and say, oh, I understand it, you know. In the West, they said liver is a very busy organ, one of the most busy organ we have, because every day the liver have to produce 500 different chemical. That's a big factory to do 500 different kind of chemical to make the body running. It's a busy, you know. So when you want to eat something, and you tell the liver, hey, I eating some fat, I need the gall bile. And the liver says, I'm busy in doing some other thing. I have no way to do it. You see? So they say, okay, we make it when I'm free. When I'm free, I will producing it and store in a gallbladder. You think that is more acceptable theory? That's why we have gallbladder, yes or no? Yes or no? So that when I'm free, I will do it. But this is my job, I know. But when only my free, because I'm so busy making so many chemicals every day, and I'm detoxing. I'm detoxing. If the liver, now we know that if the liver don't detox, and change the detox into urea, and that is a smelling thing, okay? So the urine is the urea that the liver convert a toxic into urea, a neutral thing. And when it pass through the kidney recognize that this is a toxic and get rid of it. So now we are smell. We have a smelling of the urea because that is a toxic converted by the liver. Now, so what happened? When the liver cannot detox, what happened to the toxic? When the liver cannot detox, the toxic escape the liver and go to the kidney. And what happened? The kidney cannot recognize them. And this is, the West discovered that. The kidney cannot recognize this is a toxic unless the liver convert them. So we call liver, the major job of the liver is detox. The major job of the liver is detoxing. So when the liver detox, it converts the urea into, the toxic into urea, and the kidney recognize it. But when the kidney cannot recognize it, it cannot take it out. So what happened to the kidney when the toxic go to? It stay in the kidney and block the kidney. And now this is a big, big problem. How many of you have this, that the liver is a detox organ? Who know that? How many people you know that? Yes. This is what they do. And the liver convert any toxic into urea, and kidney get rid of it. But if liver don't convert to urea, the kidney will not get rid of it. And when they not get rid of it, the kidney don't know what is it. It just put it there and it block the kidney. So there are more and more kidney failure in the world. And you know how many people in this world now are waiting for what? Kidney transplant. Yeah. And the big business of waiting for the government to open is grow in the industry growing kidney. They figured out they can do it. The heart, H-E-A-R-T, heart code, C-O-D-E code. The story is amazing. They discovered a heart transplant of a young lady, because the young lady, another girl being killed. But the heart is okay. So they saved fast enough to get the heart transplant to this girl. And the girl, nightmare every night, see the man get a knife and kill the girl. Over and over and over, and nightmare get up. And after that, the mother said, oh my God, there's something wrong with that. So go to psychology and go to see the policeman and sit down and draw the guy picture. Because the girl being killed, no clue at all. Just cannot catch anybody. There's no clue. Finally, when the picture come out, say, oh my God, this guy is on the block. Okay, and they arrest him. And the girl coming in and pointed that man, said, this is the man. The man said, what? I never even see you. I never know you at all. He said, I see you every night in my dream. So the heart that the lady transplant have the memory, you know. But now they discover pig have a very similar gene with human, and they can grow many organs. Yeah. So they get the stem cell implant and stimulate it, and they grow a heart. That's all. And you have to kill the pig anyhow. Kill the pig and take a heart and transplant. And eventually they want to grow kidney. And kidney is very expensive. You know? Just buying a kidney costs so much money now. So kidney failure because the liver don't do the job. Don't do the detox. Because I do this thing 35 years. And I finally decided to opening a center to prove that, hey, this one work. And that's why we, so the whole thing that the toxic that in the body, if you don't get rid of it, it's very hard for you to detox, very hard for you to do the pigu.